Okay.
You ready to begin?
Say it. How now, brown cow? Did you turn your mic on?
Is it on? It's probably not on.
Yeah, you didn't turn it on.
That would have been funny if we recorded the whole thing.
All right,
Now
now
say
say it, Brian.
How now, brown cow?
How now, brown cow? No cheers.
The mic check. Okay. I know some people want the real competitiveness of everything, but we just want to be able to go out there and kick the shit out of somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, right? Welcome, folks. The salty side of Jiu-Jitsu podcast. We are back in another seedy hotel room. Eventually, we'll film one of these at the studio that I'm setting up in Las Vegas at my house and not in hotel rooms. Because we're always traveling.
Yeah.
And that seems to be the only time that we can film lately. So, here we are in another hotel room with the camera setup, which we moved everything around in the room. We have done construction on this hotel room.
The other hotel was so much easier to set this
The
whole up.
other hotel was nice.
And
but
we should
once
have
again,
recorded that, but
I work for a hotel company and they give me really good rates on rooms in San Diego, which is where we're at. Is extremely hard to find rooms in with a good rate for the night. So we got to work with what we got. So we did some construction on the room. We moved some shit around. I brought some shit around from my room to this room because we don't stay in the same room because that would be fucking weird. But anyways,
we gotta remember what we brought in here, so
I gotta remember what I gotta take back to my room.
so they don't accuse you of stealing everything.
We're gonna just go back to my room and we're gonna kind of like take a picture and come back
it's
over
like
here.
The thing where you have to see what's wrong with this photo.
It's mostly the lighting.
I'm gonna circle the red. Circle in red. What's missing?
It's mostly the lighting. The lighting is there's so many fucking lights on us right now. They get the light right in this room. They're gonna get like a call and be like, all the breakers are going out. So,
we have like
anyways,
5 lights on.
we do have like, I think we got more than that. We got more than 5.
2, 3,
Oh yeah,
4,
there might be 5. So, anyways, we're in San Diego. It's beautiful. Fuck, I love San Diego. I love this place so much. We're in San Diego for a seminar with a very unique individual, one of my favorite, our favorite jiu-jitsu practitioners, Mr. Nicholas Meregali, who I'm just gonna fucking throw some clout out there. Was in my DMs earlier, chatting at your boy, thanking him from coming down from Las Vegas.
I don't think I'm old enough for him to consider.
No, yeah, we don't want to message you. Yeah, we got another month for that. So, yeah, it was very cool. I enjoyed being in San Diego this weekend. I know we're gonna leave kind of early tomorrow because we still got to go home and we got to film some Stupid Shit Sundays and we got some other stuff to film. And my life has become filming,
editing,
traveling, and then fucking editing.
I think editing is most of it.
Fucking editing. I go to work every day and then I come home and I spend like 5 hours and I
do more work
because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. That's the problem. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even, like, a few months ago when I started this YouTube channel, I don't even know how to turn the fucking computer on. I swear to God, I didn't know how to turn the computer on. Like, and now I'm like editing videos and filming and things. I now have like $2,000 in camera equipment, which I didn't have a months ago. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with any of this, but I'm trying my best. So, like and subscribe because your boy is having trouble here. It's like a second job for me.
He's stressing out.
It's not stress. I wouldn't say stress. It's a lot. Like, but I do enjoy it. I enjoy learning new things, and this has been a blast. It is stressful. It is kind of a pain in the ass. My fucking dog hates me. My kids don't give a shit because, you know, my kids are old, so they're like, fuck you, leave me alone anyways. But My dog, she is very uncomfortable with me sitting at the computer all day and all night staring at it. She really is. She comes over and just whines and barks at me, and she gets pissed off, and I get mad because I'm like, oh, just let me figure out how to put this stupid clip together. And so yeah,
my cat actually does the same thing. I'm convinced she hates headphones because I think she thinks I'm ignoring her when I have them on.
Yeah,
she'll like come up to me,
that's what it is,
and she'll start crying.
Like they know.
Yeah.
They're like, I know you can't hear me right now. It's very weird, right? So animals know. But San Diego's been great. San Diego is beautiful today. I'm going from transitioning from my winter pink to my summer red skin tone. The sun helped today. We went to the beach today, which brings me to bullet point number 1. Little Miss Rye here is going to tell you why she would not come down. So I'm down there in the water, not in the water. I'm like walking in the water with my shoes off, my flip flops. And Rai fucking being weird as shit, would not come down the water. She's like walking around looking for rocks.
Oh, I should have brought up my rocks. I have 3 rocks in the car.
She does have 3 rocks. We're going home. 3 rocks heavier in the vehicle than we came out with. Shannon and me are walking around in the water and, checking shit out. And I'm taking pictures and video because, look like a tourist.
And I'm staying a great distance away.
Fucking 20 yards away.
I was sitting there looking for the best
she
rock.
tells me this fucking story. She's like, I'm not going to the water. Hey, well, she's like Anakin Skywalker. She's like Anakin Skywalker. She doesn't like sand in the first place.
I don't like sand.
Because it's what?
It's coarse and it gets everywhere.
It's coarse and it gets everywhere.
I don't like sand. It's coarse and it gets everywhere.
No.
But then apparently you were attacked by a sea monster at one point in time in your life.
Okay, so when I was a kid, I think this was in Long Beach because I went to Penn Kids I think it was like the 2nd or 3rd year maybe. It was at the pyramid. And
how old do you think you were?
Probably like 8 or 9.
Okay, so you were like really small.
Like that?
Okay.
Yeah. I think I was like a yellow belt. Yeah. That's my measurement of age.
That's your measurement of age. So I was a yellow beltine.
Pretty much. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is after the tournament. We just finished eating at a restaurant and we're at the beach. And one of the parents of one of my teammates was like, hey, let's go down to the beach and I remember this vividly. We were at like a little hillside of the beach and we were like, let's run down to the sand, put our feet in the water for 10 seconds and run back up. And this was a repeated process. And I think it was like the 3rd or 4th time I went over there. I was like counting 1, 2, 3.
And now you're getting comfortable though, right? Because 3rd or 4th time. So you're like, oh yeah. You're
I was like, oh,
cool. Yeah, this is amazing.
That's what I mean though. So I was counting. I was like, I'm going to do 15 seconds. And in that span of 15 seconds, I was taken down by a piece of seaweed and it scored 2 points on me.
Any piece of seaweed. This is a big piece of seaweed.
It's a huge piece of seaweed. It takes me down. I'm on the floor. My back hits the ground for 3 seconds. Mind you, I'm in a hoodie and shorts, and I'm like, oh, it's a brawl now. I get all soaking wet and I have sand all over me, and I'm just sitting there walking back to where the restaurant is with everyone else, sitting there all sad, walking back while everyone's still running back and forth. It's I don't want to do this anymore.
I'm done. And poor little Rai never went back.
Ever since then, never again.
She even put her feet in the water earlier. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Well, that was mainly just because I didn't want sand all over my feet.
That's true.
Because as soon as
you ended up with sand all over your feet anyways. Because your mom stole your flip-flops.
Yeah. It did happen.
She's like, give me your fucking flip-flops. You were like, I don't want sand on my feet. We were like, we don't care.
I think I even went back. I think I was even at the beach 2 years ago. And I did not go up to the water. I straight up dug a giant hole in the sand and just was there crafting away, building this hole in the lake.
If you were a man, by the time you finished digging that hole, you would have had like 15 other men around you, and we would have all just stood there staring at this hole because we're just amazed by stupid shit like that.
I think it was at like my shoulder level, Steve.
Jesus Christ!
Like not my height now.
Now,
but
what if
like,
that wave came in then, and that same piece of seaweed was attached to that wave?
That day. It would not have been a good day. It would have covered the top, and it would have been like, no, not the smother top.
Oh, the smother tap that we learned today
Oh my
from a piece of seaweed.
It would work.
It would work. So yeah, fun story. I almost died when I was a kid. Like I don't even think anybody else knows this story. I don't even think my parents would remember this story because I think we might have lied to them. I don't know. Like my older brother's like a. I don't want to say a loser, but my older brother's a loser. He's a. I'm 42. He's like 44, 45, and yeah, he's a loser. Nobody's heard from him in years. You know, that's a shame to say. I'm not gonna get all fucking, emotional on here. But it is a shame. But anyways, he wasn't always a piece of shit and loser. When we were little kids, we were going down the beach because I would come out to California because my parents separated. We're not going to get into all this, but anyway, I come to California and we did go into I don't even know where this was. It was somewhere in California because that's where we live, by beaches and stuff, and not like the cool beaches of San Diego. And we were like kind of central,
Not the traumatizing beaches.
So no, they were nice, but it was like always like really cloudy and always foggy, and like you didn't get a ton of sun throughout the summer and stuff. But it was always nice. I enjoyed it. And we went into like a cave one time, like this big, huge cave. And I'm a little kid, like we're smaller, And I remember walking.
You just went into a cave?
Yeah, but there was no water. Like the water was just barely coming up. But we must have come into this cave like at the time where like the tide was coming in. Like we didn't know this because we're small. We're fucking stupid. I mean, we're still stupid, but so like we go into this cave, and this is like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I mean, like, we actually, it's funny enough, we were talking about, they were listening to this on a podcast. I don't even fucking, what's the name of the podcast we're listening to? Distractable. I'm going to shout them out because it's fucking hilarious. I'm going to tag them or something. I don't know.
I've been, a little backstory with that. I've been following those YouTubers for like the longest time, and then I introduced him and my mom to their podcast.
Great. Yeah. I love it. The whole trip down here, we were listening to them, and the whole time we've been here, it's great guys. They sound like great guys. I'm probably gonna continue listening to them now. And I'm not really a podcast guy.
That's what I felt like.
Podcast. But anyways, so they were talking about something about how you remember memories, and the way I remember this memory, because I don't remember a lot of memories, due to like drugs and everything else in my life and fucking bullshit trauma, but I don't remember a lot, but I do remember this memory like so vividly, and I could see it from like not just like third person, but like my own perspective of going into this giant fucking cave. It's huge, and we're like going in here, and it stops at the end. And I remember my brother going into this cave, and water starts coming in, and we're like, "What the fuck?" We turn around, and I just remember this wave comes in, like not just like, oh, at your feet. I mean, like knocking us over, like humongous wave, like smashing us into the back of the cave. And I'm not kidding. This is like a fucking movie. My brother like latches onto this wall and these rocks, like, and literally like, I'm not kidding, like in a movie, fucking snags my hand and like just grabs me as this wave is just about to pull me out to the ocean and just kill me. Like I know I'm gonna die. And fucking holds on to me somehow, and we hit the fucking bottom, in the sand and everything. We get up and we take off running and get out of there. So yeah, I too, not the biggest fan of the ocean, almost fucking died. And that's one of my only memories from when I was a kid that I actually remember. I don't remember like a ton of stuff. I do remember some stuff.
I remember really like weird stuff. Like I'll even forget about it, but then like I'll have some sort of like thing where it like wakes me up. Or it's like, I see the vision. It's usually something that reminds me of it. Because whenever I think of that memory at like the ocean, I always, for some reason, think of my outfit there. with like my.
Yeah.
It was like a team.
I was wearing jeans in mine.
Yeah.
Like I remember wearing jeans because I remember being super uncomfortable
Oh, yeah.
in like jeans and like a fucking like a flannel or something. Like just really uncomfortable being completely fucking soaking wet. So I do remember that too.
It's that and my stupid choices of waiting 15 seconds. I should have stuck with the 10-second rule.
I should have been the 10-second rule. Yeah, you push the limits of standing in the water. Yeah,
They knew it was gonna happen.
but yeah, not to get too much back into that and the fucking terrorizing youth that I had.
Dude, I gotta go back. I gotta mention that again in another podcast in the future about me and like my like little like jujitsu brain, like trying to like chase after my friends' bullies. I gotta come back to that in a future episode.
Make a note of it. We'll
Yes.
make a note of it and come back to that. Tonight we're gonna move
I'm
on.
still unfriendly like that though.
Yeah, you are very unfriendly. You fucking apparently make grown men fucking complain about you because you're so mean. Fucking, you're so strong. You can break grown men's arms and
So strong, and I can't lift my shoulder above my head.
yeah, fucking Jesus Christ. Anyways, so we're here for the Meregali seminar.
Mhm.
Mr. Nicholas Meregali.
Mr. Nicholas himself.
It's your shout out in my DMs earlier. Appreciate you, bro. Fucking phenomenal. I went to a Meregali seminar almost 2 years ago. It was in July 2 years ago. So we're, kind of close. But so almost 2 years ago, and it was phenomenal. Like great seminar. That's what the whole reason we came out to this one, because I was like, man, this guy puts on a really good seminar. Like he changed
it's
the way
worth the drive.
totally worth the drive and the money and everything.
Yeah.
But I have to say, Meregali's English, his teaching skills, like everything, like just fucking went up through the roof, like crazy. Like how much he's like just gotten better at everything, and like shout out to him for really putting in the work and just being a phenomenal guy. I know he's a little brash, he's a little over the top with things, and I think it's also like a language barrier as to why he comes across even more like.
To me, he seems really like kind of like you can tell like he doesn't have like animosity with his words. I feel like people think he does.
Yeah, but he doesn't. He's
like
just
because he does say hard stuff, but like, it does not sound like
right. Yeah, he's not coming across like to be like a douchebag or a dickhead about it. He's just saying, hey, this is how I feel. This is how I'm going to live my life, and this is what I'm going to do, and this is what I'm going to say, and I fucking respect the shit out of that because I am the same exact way. Like there will not be a single person who's going to tell me what I cannot say, post on my fucking channel, my YouTube or Instagram or any of that. So I very much like Mr. Meregali and his attitude towards
also like
Jitsu.
In the whole seminar, he also framed it really well. Like it had us go into like from the pass all the way to the submission. Like he framed it out really well. So
Yeah,
all
the way he taught it.
It's not like a seminar where people will show like the most random things. Like we're gonna do like all sorts of stuff, and it does not connect at all.
No, it all built.
Like
yeah, it was a total build up the whole time.
It helps you teach it in the moment, but it also helps with your like memorizing it because it's not like a bunch of random moves. It's like okay, but was the grip like this or no? It was with the other move. Like it's all that stuff. It all fit together.
Yeah, no, it did. You're right. It was very well taught. Very well taught class. It was a lot. It was a lot of information. But I mean, like nobody's stopping you from filming yourself doing the stuff he's teaching at a seminar. So that's kind of on you, or even fucking taking notes. Like you can sit there and write notes if you needed to. But
I should have brought one this year.
But I mean, we have film too. Shannon filmed a lot of what we were doing. But you can film with each other. You can't film. Obviously, you can't film the person. We wish that's kind of common, so we knew that.
Because that's how they make money off their instructionals.
So we understand that. But you can film each other doing the move that he teaches, so you can kind of keep track of your own stuff. But it was a lot of information. Yeah, make sure you're doing it right. Don't be a fucking idiot. But it was a lot of information. But phenomenal. The guy does such a great job.
A lot of details, but it explained how he controlled positions and how he adjusted stuff. So it's putting a lot of pressure on the person, but it's not like you having to use all of your strength. he was talking about how it was mainly gravity with a lot of his stuff that he taught today.
Yeah, that was very good.
It's not like you trying to like be super strong with your grips, trying to put pressure on them.
Right. No, yeah, that was
except for the choke.
choke. So we're sitting there. Funny enough. So let's get into this first. We're sitting next to, it's me and Ryan, we're drilling together until later on when we started going over the mount stuff, where I was just like, okay, we were doing like he taught like a smother tap, the mother's milk, and then it went into like, I knew once he said mount, I was like, okay, I was like, this is gonna be it, because I was like, smother tapping Rye is doing nothing for me, like technique wise, you know what I mean? I'm so much bigger than you, but for everything else, it was fine that we paired up, you know, because obviously, for the passing and all that stuff, it was fine. It worked. But we switched over to...
I went over to a group of people.
To a group of girls, and I just jumped in with a couple guys that were near me. And I'm like, hey...
Smother tap a white belt.
Yeah, I had to fucking deal with the white belts. Dirty white belts. No, I'm kidding. I love white belts. You guys are great. But I jumped in with a group near us. Funny enough, we have the UFC fights on right now.
Not Logan Paul.
Probably. Dork. So the guy, when we were paired up together, there was a pair next to us. It was a purple belt who he wasn't from Alliance because he didn't know how the fuck to line up either. Like they did this weird lineup thing at the beginning. We didn't understand.
I actually need to get used to that lineup because that's how they line up in my new gym.
But yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know where to go.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And then he was like following us, this purple belt. The younger guy, real young guy. I actually, funny enough, I see him compete all the time, that kid. That's why I recognized him when I saw him walk in. I was like, oh, I see it, because I see him all the time. I see him in competitions all the time. He's really good, too. And he was training with a black belt next to us. And apparently one of them asked a question of dealing with the half guard. And we look over, and Meregali's showing like how to deal with somebody like curling up under you, whatever it was. And he's not rape choking him because he's like, that's illegal. But he's like, you can, what do you say? Thumb post?
He says that you can do it to the side where it's not like
thumb post to the throat. Like you can thumb post and you can't choke, obviously, but you can thumb post. That's legal.
Posting to the side.
Yeah, posting is legal into this guy's throat. And this fucking kid. This kid is like, I can't even make it. He was
screaming. It was the.
I can't even make the noise because if I do, it's gonna sound funny in the mic, and I'm just gonna fucking die. Like, but he was every time Meregali would do it.
Meregali did it a few times too, so I think he did it on
doing it to him.
I think he wanted to see how much this guy would freak out. But it was the funniest. Like I genuinely had to like pause for a moment because I like had tears in my eyes. Like I was laughing over there. That was the funniest thing. Just every single time Meregali was trying to show the move, and this guy was like genuinely like freaking out. Like nothing like super bad, but like he was freaking out over the pressure.
It
like
was pretty loud.
Too. Actually screaming. I think a lot of groups looked over, but we were just dying because we were right next to them.
Man.
We're like, what's going on? This is just Meregali. Like.
Yeah, because we hear it, we turn over, and he's just sitting here with his hand around this kid's throat.
It was the funniest thing ever.
But yeah, phenomenal fucking seminar. I'm very happy with it. Yeah, well worth the money. Like great techniques to bring from it. We got some great photos, got some great video out of it. I wish I would have got more video. I kind of want to make better videos of like when we do travel. I think my problem is I'm too timid with things. I need to be more out there with filming, you know, being like, fuck you. Yes, I'm filming. Like, this is what I'm doing. This is what I do, you know, like not being so timid and be like, oh, I don't want to look weird filming, like going out front and filming. I need to be more like out there.
You don't want to look weird while filming, but
like,
wearing your,
like,
wearing your nose
thing.
beard shirt.
Yeah, that is
the camera.
I was wearing fucking crazy ass clothing and shit, and people are judging me.
I think they would be more concerned about your shirt than the camera. So I don't think you need to worry as much.
Yeah, that is good. What's your major like takeaway from the set? Well, like what would you
Like technique wise, or like
kind of both, like going to both, like technique wise, obviously, I think because it's so much. Obviously, we have video of it, so I'll send it all to you, and we can kind of work through that stuff. We can go home and drill and shit like that.
so.
But it's still kind of both. Like what technique stood out like to you? Like
It's not. I really like the as
the S mount.
the
Oh, the fuck my life. Asphyxiation. Damn it! I'm gonna have to put that
I
fucking
don't
clip
wanna-
in again of me being a fucking retard.
Are you fucking retarded? The hell's the matter with you?
Asphyxiation. Look, Meregali couldn't even say it, but he speaks two
Dude,
fucking
I
languages.
was about to say I don't want to be mean to Meregali, but it was really funny trying to see him like pronounce it.
Yeah, well, it's
Even
even
though-
funnier
even though-
watching me try and
I
fucking
don't know. I
say
was
it.
about to say
Asphyxiation.
Yeah. that one was good, but I was more. I think a major takeaway is more the concepts over the technique, because
Yeah.
I do like the concept of using your head as a base and like making sure that gravity is against them. Because a lot of the times when I do pass, I'm kind of sitting on my own feet, putting my pressure there when it should be over them. And I want to work on using that more.
Yeah, very good concepts to that. That was amazing. Funny enough, which we're at one of the gyms that we train at for open mats that we've been training for a long time
Mhm.
on the weekends. Mikey Musamichi trains over there. I know when he's in town and stuff like that. Him and his sister.
I specifically learned it from his sister,
Mikey's sister.
Mikey's
Uh,
sister.
Tammy. So funny enough, he was actually kind of going over like the same concept. We were kind of, me and you were like in the corner. We're just like,
We were like, hold on.
oh, what's going on over
We
there?
were like,
This dude's teaching.
what you learned from Singapore, bro?
Yeah. But it was kind of cool. So, but it was like similar concepts today that we. So, I
It's
mean,
just
obviously this was a
light.
seminar, so he went in more detail,
Yeah.
which was nice because me and you kind of messed around when we saw Mikey doing it. He was teaching it with his sister. We were like, "Oh shit, what's going on over there?" We're kind of watching and paying attention, but obviously we can't record or anything. But and today was a little more in depth. I feel like, but it was very cool concepts. We definitely need to drill it more. Like
There's like a slight shift in the two, and I can see how the game like changes for like someone who's like just how Mikey trains versus how Meregali trains. I can see the difference between how they train and their body types. So the technique shifts a little bit, and you can see how that fits towards his game plan and how that fits towards the other one.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Because it is interesting seeing that little change that like makes a huge difference for both of them.
Yeah, no, that is which is cool seeing the top level guys and seeing those changes that they make in their game. And, stuff. And today we had the gi. It was a gi seminar, so that kind of changed things. But he did a good job of like explaining details of no, he was like, hey, if it's no, take this kind of this thumb
I
post
was trying
here.
to pay attention to that because I do want to.
I thought he did a good job of that. I thought that was a great kind of point because he is so no gi focused lately and still doing gi seminars that he's still, his brain kind of like, was like, hey, like this is the gi, but he's like, hey, you could do this too, which is obviously no gi. Yeah, fuck it. No, I thought that was a great touch to the whole seminar. I thought it was amazing.
And then
No, it was
my
really
other takeaway is just his whole like sentiment with authenticity as a price.
yeah.
Like I already knew that going into a seminar, like his whole ideas around that and how he's faced troubles in the jiu-jitsu world with being who he is, and like how even though it has like been harmful to him, it also opened up a lot of doors in his path, and how it does kind of like make me want to focus on I'm just going to be who I am, and I'm not going to worry about whatever people say about me.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good thing.
It's a very good thing. Yeah, no, he was very right about that. So a lady actually asked him about that.
It was kind of a stupid question, but like what he said about it was really nice.
It was a good answer. Yeah, it was a really good answer. And I think we both feel that same way. He went into. That's why I think I have such a connection with Meregali. Well, A, because he's in my DMs. But
He had another connection with
I've been talking to Meregali for years now. Like, it's crazy to me. It is wild to me that this dude, like, me and him have conversations, like voice chats and shit. And phenomenal guy. Like, he doesn't get enough credit for how cool he is.
That's
but
not-
I think me and him, we're so eye to eye on how jiu-jitsu is. Like, with the whole, we have this black belt and they're fucking, I'm the king shit. And my, I own gyms and I own this and that. And, and he's like, you're just a fucking person. Like, just because you have a black belt doesn't mean shit. Like, it doesn't make you a better person. It doesn't.
Well, his whole take on Jitsu being more of a business.
Yeah, it's a fucking
Like,
business.
it is.
Exactly.
It is
like
true.
you're here to make money, you know. And it's funny enough that you talk about, you know, they talk about all this bullshit about being a better person, and you know, they go into all these, you know, crap that they do. But at the end of the day, it comes down to fucking money. And like, it's like he said, it's a martial art. Yeah, it's a martial art.
Selfish in this.
Yeah.
Selfish in this sport.
No, I really appreciated his speech on that. I wish we could have recorded it and just posted it around the internet. So yeah, I see eye to eye with him on that. Very fucking much so. That the whole, it's funny how
everything connects.
It's funny how the martial art goes out the window when money's involved. You know, like it cracks me up. It always does. How it's always, oh, it's such a martial art. We're family. You know, I'm a black belt, or I own the gym, and we're family, and this and that. Until all of a sudden, that monthly membership comes up, and it's like, well, we ain't that fucking close to family, you know? Like, so I do appreciate.
I'm gonna get in trouble for this segment. You're gonna be fine, but I will.
I just don't give a fuck either. So,
but yeah, I do get what you mean with that, because I first was introduced to him. I went to Worlds in 2019, even as this was a kid before I went on to juvenile. I went to Worlds that year, and it totally changed my perspective on jiu-jitsu and like how I wanted to train. And like seeing all sorts of people there, like I saw Meregali and Keenan fight. I saw Tammy and Mikey both win their world championships at the same time that year. And there was just a bunch of cool fights, and it like really helped me with my jiu-jitsu. And just in that time period, it helped me like just in general.
Yeah.
Like it was really cool seeing all those fights.
No,
and it made me like, it like definitely changed how I wanted to train going into competitions, and just in general, it gave me more, I don't know what's the word, it like inspired my jiu-jitsu.
Nice. That's good. And that's the way it should be. You should see things to inspire you to make changes, change your training, you know, whatever it may be. Speaking of changes, we funny enough that we
good transition.
Fucking great transition. We've both recently changed gyms. Well, I haven't changed shit. I am just sitting around getting fat and not training.
He's been stuck editing.
I've been fucking editing. But yeah, I've been editing. I quit my gym, and you recently left your gym and have moved on. You just went to a new gym. I
was at my old gym for 7 years, but at this point I've decided that I needed to grow more, especially as someone that likes to compete a lot. I kind of need a different atmosphere than what I was getting, and I think this is for the better with me moving, because in general a lot of stuff was happening, and both like ends of the party were not having a good time. So just me moving on is a whole shift in that, and I think it's for the better.
Nice. Well put. Yeah.
Try not to get in trouble.
I'm very appreciative of everything that your old gym was for years, right? Like, so like, we're very appreciative. I'm sure you are.
It's this like whole thing of like, I loved training there, but COVID had such a huge impact on even jiu-jitsu as a whole.
Yeah.
That it changed everything.
Yeah.
And that just the attitudes in the gym shifted a lot. And it wasn't something I was used to, because I grew up doing jiu-jitsu. I grew up not being able to like train like with the people I wanted to train with. Like I had to train with guys, and like I had to do all this stuff. And then just a huge shift in like jiu-jitsu getting more popular and all that stuff, and how a lot of stuff happened there. But it was something that went from, I had very little opportunities in jiu-jitsu growing up, and I know that a lot of people before me like had those same issues. And then after that, there were so many options that everything started going in like weird routes of like, oh, I don't want to do this, and I don't want to like train with you and all that stuff.
Oh,
it's a lot.
It is a lot. No, there's a lot to it. We don't want to get into most of it, because obviously it's just bullshit trauma that we don't want to.
We don't need to repeat it.
We don't need to repeat it. We don't want to deal with it.
I'm trying to just get past it.
Yeah. No, I left mine. It was same thing. Kind of just, I have a ton of respect for Walter Cascow, and I, will be forever grateful for everything that he's ever, his words and his, demeanor and just being who he is. I think he's a great man. I think he's a great gym owner. I think we just don't see eye to eye. So, we just kind of, it was like a mutual split for me and Walter. But much respect to the man. I really appreciate him, and I appreciate everything he's ever done for me. I got my purple belt under him, and much respect. I will always shake his hand when I see him. I will never say a bad word about him. Yeah, but it was just time. We just butted heads too much. We just see things differently when it comes to jiu-jitsu. We just have different.
I'd like the same thing.
Yeah, we just have different values. Values is a big one. He's very morally. I don't know what the word would be. Like,
It's a
he
lot
has
of,
a set of morals,
it's
like
his
very
own
high,
values.
like, his own values, and I have my own. I'm
Values and beliefs. You have your
take
own.
things serious at all. So no, we just didn't see eye to eye on things, and we just butted heads sometimes, and it was just better if I moved on. So that's all. Nothing. Like I said, I respect the hell out of the man. I'll never say a bad word about him. Great jiu-jitsu, great guy. Has a phenomenal following, and I wish the best for him. And I'll, it's not like I won't see him again. So I'll always shake his hand when I see him. So, but yeah, that's, we'll just move on from that. Next thing would be we made fucking bullet points this time.
My ADHD takes over and it goes all over the place, so we have to do notes because otherwise my brain will come up with random concepts that I need to tell you guys about.
So we're making bullet points this time, so we can kind of zone ourselves in. And so the next one is the UFC Fight Pass Invitational 6 that we watched last podcast. Or we did the podcast right before we watched it. And to see how we were severely wrong on a couple fights.
Did you write down who we had?
Did I write down what?
Well, we missed 2 fights.
We missed 2 fights?
We have it written down on the
Oh, okay.
So we missed the fucking Shane Shapiro. Like, God, I feel like I owe him an apology. Like, I don't even know this guy, but Jesus Christ, he went out and smashed. Like, I will never fucking bet against this guy again.
It was like a huge shift than what we thought it was going to be.
It's a huge shift. Yeah, he made Ben Eddy look pretty bad. Like, not bad. I mean, no disrespect, Ben Eddy. Like, he obviously held his own. It was a good match. Like, but Shane Shapiro's a fucking animal.
It was, yeah.
I got much. I obviously had a lot of respect for. I like him and his brother. Like, I watched them whenever they compete and stuff, and they've got a really great gym up there at Syndicate. And but goddamn, like, yeah, that was a show he put on. So we got that one wrong. I got that one wrong. So yeah, I gotta apologize to that man. The other one we got wrong was the Ronaldo Jr. and Cody Steele. Like, I thought Cody would edge it out. I mean, it was a close match. It was a close match. Yeah. So it wasn't like we were like way off on that one.
I'm the one with
the fucking
suplex.
Jesus.
Oh, here it is. This is it. Slide by, which Michael called for right away. Hey!
What a sequence. Hey-o.
Let the big dog eat. Let's go.
Was it that one?
Yes, that was it. That was
I was like, I couldn't remember.
Yeah, phenomenal match. Like, like I said,
like my takeaway from.
Yeah, it was gonna be like a barn burner of a match, and it was. It was a good match. But Ronaldo Jr. edged it out. He was very aggressive in the wrestling and everything. It was good. It was it shocked me.
That suplex was insane.
Because
it was like a legit one.
It was. It
wasn't like to the side.
His own knee hit him in the face, like because he got suplexed so hard, like onto his back and his neck. That his own knee. Like, kneed him in the face. Like, that's wild.
I do that in jiu-jitsu just on my guard being stupid. I don't know. I don't remember if it's in that podcast that we did, but I had a huge bruise on my lip, and I honestly don't know if it was from my own knee or
you did last week. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Like, funny enough, with that quick story here, we're driving down last week to the tournament, and I'm driving into my car. She's in my back seat, like behind me, so I can look up in the mirror and I see her. And we're probably driving for like 2 hours. And I remember looking up and asking her a question, and I'm like, if you look on the video from last week of the last podcast,
I think it's like
you'll see
all over.
this black mark on her face. I look up in the mirror and I'm like, not that I picked her up in the car, like talked to her earlier, but all of a sudden I'm just driving. We had just stopped for snacks.
Yeah, we just did.
That's what it was. We had just stopped for snacks and she had just broken into the snacks. So we're driving and I look up in the mirror and I'm like, oh, right, you got chocolate on your face.
Ignoring the fact that we did not buy any chocolate.
Whatever, I didn't fucking know that.
He's like, oh,
but yeah. And she's like, what?
I was like, huh?
A bruise on my face.
I was like, I got this on
giant
Tuesday
mark
night.
on it. I'm like, holy shit.
It was on Tuesday night. It literally didn't go away till like Monday this week.
Yeah, it was. That was pretty bad. I'm curious how that even happened.
I'm more concerned about the fact that people did not ask me, so that means that they all thought it was something on my face that I just did not wipe. That was the worst part about it.
The whole
Nobody
year.
questioned me. I even went to school that week for like a good 4 or 5 hours, and like nobody said a thing. I was like,
really, nobody's. What if I bet if I had a booger in my nose, none of you motherfuckers would say a word, would you? You sons of bitches. I know who to trust. That's how you can tell who you can trust.
yeah.
If a motherfucker will tell you got a booger hand in your nose, like you can trust that person. I'm telling you. They don't just stay
You
there
got something in your
uncomfortable.
teeth, but
If you got, do I got something like you?
no.
But if you can trust a motherfucker to tell you if you got something in your nose or your teeth, that's a good person. I'm just saying. Look, here we go. I'm gonna do like an arrow or something, like what is it? The salty or no? What was it? The grain of salt. Here's a grain of salt.
A grain of salt.
Grain of salt coming across the screen right now. Find the real friends. If your friends will tell you that you have something in your teeth or a booger in your nose. That's a good
or
friend.
chocolate on your face.
This is life advice. I'm gonna fucking add something. I'm gonna do it. Oh my god, this is gonna take me a while. So now my editing. Look, editing's gonna take like 5 more hours of fucking editing. Now this is gonna happen. I gotta make.
It's gonna be that 2-second clip too. It's just.
It's literally like 5 hours of fucking editing
Yeah.
for me to figure out how to do a fucking a star coming across. Wait, because I'm gonna fucking add it in right here.
The more you know.
And then like glitter.
This is also going to become shorts.
Oh yeah. That's like 5 more hours of editing. So life advice 101. We just got it. A grain of salt with salt.
A grain
cake.
of salt.
Turn your phone back on.
Don't touch my phone, please.
So, what the fuck were we talking about?
We're on this one next, Nikki.
Yes, we're.
Oh yeah, the old Nikki and Roberto match. Roberto
This is salt.
versus Nikki Rod. You had Roberto.
Mhm.
You're a big fan. I mean, I'm a big fan too. I like Roberto. I think he's an exciting fighter.
That was really cool.
He's really, he's
Unlike what Meregali said earlier.
well, Meregali did say,
So he's
Why
a
is
nice
it-
kid.
but you did call him out.
He did say he was a nice
He said he was a
kid.
nice kid. No, he was like, he's a nice kid. He was like, he's just not good.
I don't
He's just not
believe
there
it.
yet.
He's not there yet.
He's
Yeah.
still a kid.
He said,
Meregali.
he compared his match to Nikki Rod's match with Roberto, is what he did.
Mm.
And said how he finished Roberto in like 3 minutes and Nikki Rod had to go 15 minutes with him.
Yeah, he was kind of calling them both bad.
Yeah, he was basically calling them both bad.
But that's also
But
just a part of Meregali's
that's how
part.
Meregali is, which we talked about. Yeah, so
I know it wasn't genuine because I called him out on it afterwards and he was like
Yeah,
apologizing and he was like, no.
that was fun. I'm like, you
It's
gotta
my-
call him out on it.
It's
so.
my favorite thing when people don't understand when I'm being sarcastic because they genuinely like start apologizing and I'm like, wait.
Well, I gotta give Meregali credit though, because even when you called him out for it later on, when he walked past us, and he was just like, oh. He's like, no, he's like, hey, he's a nice kid. He was like, he's just. So I gotta give him credit, but Roberto is a fucking animal,
It's amazing.
And that match with Nicky Rod, especially since he was giving up so much size. You know, he's giving up a lot of size.
Yeah.
Because like Roberto's gotten bigger, but there's something I don't know. I have this thing where it's like there's a difference between being, 230 pounds or whatever the fuck Nicky Rod is, to Roberto coming up to that weight. I still feel like
it's still a difference.
well, it's not even that. Like, I mean, he's still smaller. He's smaller. He's still smaller in general, but he's just putting that size on recently. Like he's coming up now, putting it on. So I have this weird thing like if you were at this exactly like you've been at this weight, Nicky Rod, and you've been comfortable there for a long time, whereas I just came up now and I'm dealing with the bigger guys at this weight class and I'm just now at this bigger weight class. So I think that also is like a big factor in it because I think that affects it in a big way. But holy fucking shit, like that was match.
It was insane.
That was an insane match. Like,
it was so.
How do you not stop?
Amazing.
Like I would have had a heart attack in that match.
I think you were like even like when Roberto was setting up the foot entanglement stuff. You were even like, oh, Nicky Rod's gonna get out of it right away, and then he didn't.
Yeah, no,
and he had to resort to like trying to do it back to him.
Yeah, no, it was Roberto looked
like it was all really like solid stuff. It was just honestly like with how much time has passed. Yeah. And then, like, at the end, the weight did start playing.
The weight did. Nicky Rod said that they did, like, a video or whatever later on, and he did say that. He said it was when they went to the overtime. Yeah, he said when they went to the overtime, he was like, he's like, I was tired. I was really tired. He's like, and he's like, it was when we went to the overtime, we were walking, and he goes, and I hear, because Roberto's known for having a great, gas, and he goes, when we walked to the corner, and I heard Roberto like breathe through his mouth and he was like, I got you. Like, and plus especially being the bigger guy, like that has to play into that. So
it's insane.
And the points in overtime.
Yeah. Well, that's only how we won. It wasn't like by submission. It was just the overtime points.
Yeah. No, it was.
It's insane how much that does play into the fights with him hearing that, just walking back to their corners, how much that changed his determination in that. I guess.
Yeah.
I was like, you noticed that? I would have been like,
give me water.
Give me water.
Somebody breathe into my mouth. Give me more oxygen.
Where's the ice bag?
I'm fucking dying here. No, great match. Funny enough, we had a bet on that match. That was the bet match.
I lost the bet.
You fucking lost the bet.
I was rooting.
We couldn't figure out what to bet. We figured it out real quick though. I have initially said like Starburst or something. Because I'm like, fuck it. Like, but then a rash guard.
I was more serious.
You wanted the whole fucking kit. Didn't you want like a whole, you wanted like a whole, you wanted the Meregali kit. That was going to be it. At first.
That was originally what it was, but it was sold out. And I was like, you know what? I'm representing Roberto in this bet. I want Roberto's set.
Roberto rash guard. And I was like, cool.
The natural?
If I win, I want a B team rash guard.
Barbie edition.
Put both of these teams' things in there.
But I did not specify which rash guard. So
he was in his. You keep on going, but I need to explain something at the end.
I'm going to be a proud owner of a B team Barbie pink rash guard, which I'm going to wear proudly. By the way.
You gotta wear that in the next episode.
I'll fucking wear it in the next episode. I'm gonna look like a fat summer sausage because I haven't been training. But
no, but after the fight, he was sitting there on the B Team merch website, scrolling through like, "Ooh, which rash guard is the best?" And he's like, "Oh, I can't do this one. It's too high of a price." I was like, "I was Meregali side strangling." But yeah, I lost that bet. I'm still gonna get that set for myself though because I need it. I need to represent.
Yeah.
It was
your birthday's coming up.
It was such a good fight.
So don't go buying anything yet because your birthday is coming up. So
you don't tell me what I do.
I don't. But seriously, like we need ideas for your birthday. Anything else about the Fight Pass Invitational?
That I hate you and Meregali.
Oh, main event.
Oh,
Meregali foot or
Oh yeah, Meregali and
That was
Girl.
you gotta
Yeah,
you
yeah.
gotta talk about this. How he was disappointed that he didn't get his original
Yes.
game plan.
so
Like even today, he was talking about
Yeah.
it.
so fightpass invitational to continue on to that since we're going over this whole card apparently.
I forgot.
Raquel beat the shit out of that chick. We
Mhm.
called that one. That was funny. Your training partner now.
This
Coach.
Yeah.
Coach.
This is actually really interesting. I wasn't really going to talk about me training at hybrid right now because I wanted to like keep this more anonymous. But I will say that I am, and that I went to the classes this week, and the way she broke down what she did in the fight, and like even calling out her own mistakes that she made to adjust in the moment, like her thinking process of it, was really cool to learn with how she just described everything. This is in the fundamentals class too, so it's really cool how she breaks it down in a way that's still like simple and like easy for everyone to understand. But it's like showing points in the fight where she realized she made mistakes, but she had to think about it on the spot, and that's how she recovered. And then showing it to her students on how to recover from that.
Wow, that is cool.
It's not just a thing of like, oh, I'm gonna get to this position and I'll be winning the whole time, and I just need them to react the bad way.
Right,
And it's not like that in fights, especially in tournaments. So
Right.
like showing like those bits was really interesting to me.
That's a good perspective. Like, I mean, especially having that where somebody's in a big match on TV, like, yeah, to kind of, that is completely different than just, I mean, not so much different in doing a tournament or whatever, but like, yeah, to be on the spot and what you're thinking and what you're doing, that is a really very kind of different viewpoint than what you might get,
It's really like hard to get to that point in competitions because to me, my brain is all over the place.
Yeah, I just break down when I compete. I don't know what the fuck my problem is. I don't know, like I'm too nice, I guess.
Well, even Meregali was saying that today on how like you can't like really do anything to prepare. Like he even said,
That
like,
was a
if
good
you
point.
overstretch, like if you're like overstretched, then you're like gassed out. If you're like doing all this stuff, you're gassed out. Like if you like his
I like
thing
how
was going to the bathroom before you fight.
Like, yeah, how he said like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. He's like, no, and I like how he told him. He's like, no, you do all these matches, and you realize like I don't have to go to the bathroom. Like, stop being scared. Like you're just gonna go compete. Go fucking do it.
I think
like,
he said I think he said stop being a pussy.
Stop being a fucking pussy. Stop being a pussy. You don't need to go to the bathroom. Like you just, yeah. I thought that was a great point. It's hard to get across. Because unless you do it, like competing is tough.
Yeah, he was
like
saying,
shit, you beat fucking more than
he was
most
saying
people.
that you have to compete like a million times
do,
as a colored belt to get to like kind of where he is at a point. And like it's where you see a lot of black belts actually in competing. They will just like chill in the bullpen area.
Yeah, it's become normal to them.
Like it's
and
not
it's
even
funny
like
enough,
a
which
stressful area. They just like they'll go in there in the beginning.
right, yeah. But I like how he said that, like how he's still like the point was you're still nervous.
Just get over it.
Yeah, you're still nervous. You still think you have to go pee. You still, but like, no, I mean, I know it's funny, but like, I like that point that this is like literally one of the best guys in the fucking world. Like, and he's sitting there telling you, like, yeah, I'm still scared. I'm still nervous. Like, I have all those same feelings.
Yeah.
Like, even though I've done this 500 times, like, but I, just dude, shut the fuck up and go out there and compete. Like, what you have to do. Yeah. So that was a great.
Still one of my favorite things. Tammy just chilling in the bullpen area. She's literally like cracking jokes to like the rest, saying like, "I'm not aware of any metal in my body." When they're all checking her in. But yeah, like when you get to a point like that, like
yeah. The fact that somebody can do that though, like you just said with Tammy, but I'm sure she's still
probably nervous
inside. Like, she still has butterflies, has nerves. So that's a good point. That's a really good point to get across. Even for you, because I mean, even I've said it to you before, where I'm like, when I go to compete, and I'm just like, fuck, man, I don't want to. Like it's not like this last time was different. This last time I didn't compete because I hadn't been training. I've been hurt. I hadn't been training, with all the drama and all the bullshit and everything else going on in my life. So that was a little bit different. But I remember like when we did, what was it in Texas? Nogi Worlds or Nogi Worlds or Pans?
Nogi Pans.
Like that. Like me and Matt kept making the joke, we're like, I'm just going to stay in the hotel. I'm not going to.
Dude,
but I mean, but the thing was deep down, I was going to compete. I knew I was going to, but I was kind of making the joke. But like, honestly, like I didn't want, I remember even asking you and I was like, fuck, I'm like, do you get nervous? Because you don't come across nervous. And you were like, yeah.
I try not to.
But you were like, yeah, I do. Like, I get scared and nervous. And I'm like,
extremely nervous.
Man, like I I'm hit or miss with it. Like I'm always, don't get me wrong, I'm still nervous, but like I've had times where I've walked out like kind of nonchalant and I'm like, I don't know, not that I don't care, but I kind of don't care. But like you crack me up with the way you just kind of smile and go out there, and that's why I'm like, you not fucking nervous? Like, what's going on in your head right now? And you're like, no. I'm like,
I have to like
think you
stop
hold it
myself
together
from throwing up in that.
yeah, you hold it together very well,
I try to.
and like I'm kind of jealous of that to an extent, like how well you hold it together. And you'll go out there, and even if you lost first round, you're like, okay, open's coming up. I medaled. Fuck it. Like I'm gonna go out, and I'm just, for me, I'm like, fuck, I got there lose. And even if I win one match, I'm like, I don't want to do this again. Like Jesus Christ, like that was horrible.
That was something that I was like a little frustrated about in Texas, because you and Matt kept on saying how you were going through your sweet bronzes.
Yeah.
We kept on repeating. I was like, please don't jinx everything. We flew out to Texas. Please stop saying all this stuff. Like, that was a little, like, even because I don't normally like freak out about that stuff. I was like, please don't say this stuff. I'm trying to focus.
Well, I apologize.
But other than, it wasn't like too bad. Like, I was just like a little annoyed by it. But it wasn't like something that like I was like, oh my God, don't say it. No, it was still really funny to me. But I was like, please stop repeating it over and over and over.
They don't want to. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that's tough.
That's why you're a bad coach.
So I'm a terrible coach. I'm a better hype man and cameraman than anything. I don't know. And coaching's weird. We'll get into this a little bit, but coaching's weird to me. Like, I don't think I'm a great coach. Like, I'm not going to lie to myself and be like, oh, I'm the greatest coach ever. Like,
I feel bad for saying that you're a bad coach.
No, you're good. I don't care. I am a bad coach because I don't think I'm a great coach. I try. Obviously, to me, like, one of my things is like, I'm like, Rye's done jujitsu way fucking longer than me. Like, not to say that you can't learn something from me. Mm-hmm. It's just like I learned shit from you. You know what I mean? But
you still help me on.
When I try and coach somebody, I don't try and tell them what to do, especially if it's a white belt, then you can kind of like be more specific. I feel like, but like for you, I just try and
you kind of
throw ideas and like throw an idea, like, hey, you have the front headlock
even if
there.
I'm like stuck in like a little position, like give me like advice, like
right,
not like I'm trying to like tell me what to do.
You're right, exactly. I'm trying to get your brain to remember, like, oh yeah, I can do this, or I can change this position. Yeah. So I'm not trying to like,
because I do like hear you with like those moments where like I'm stuck in a position. What do I do?
Yeah, because sometimes you get in positions like, because women are so much different than men. Like, obviously, jujitsu is jujitsu, but like, you guys get in positions where I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, even I'm sitting on the side, like, I don't know what the fuck to tell you to do. Like, like Jesus, like me and another dude would probably never be stuck there because I can just bridge and do that. It's, I don't know, like,
it's a weird like.
But yeah, I don't try and obviously I always try.
I wish I could match, like, this going back to what we said earlier, but I really wish I could match the pressure that I get in tournaments, especially when they get past my guard, because I cannot, like, I have the hardest time recovering there in tournaments specifically, because in like regular training I can recover from
you're also dealing with some
really high level.
A lot of times you're dealing with like super high level competitors, which is the
people that will be like future black belt
watching. Like kind of the problem with being in that adult purple belt division, and not that you're not good, but like there's levels to it, not just in the jiu-jitsu sense, but there's levels to it in the lifestyle of it.
Yeah,
you're dealing with people who only do you have to go to your fucking job,
I have to do
to high school, to your college courses. And then still try and find time to train, so that's kind of the issue.
And also just my free time too. Like I'm like 100% like jiu-jitsu. Like,
yeah, that's a good point. Like that's hard. Like even for me, like I've dealt with this problem myself with going to work. And I think this is where you lose a lot of, God damn, this podcast is going to be fucking.
We can break it up into 2 parts.
I think a lot of coaches lose this aspect of jiu-jitsu. I've known a couple coaches now, like, who don't seem to fucking especially my first coach. I'm not gonna name names, whatever. You can go fucking figure it out. But I think they lose the reality of the fucking normal person doing jujitsu.
Mhm.
Or even for you, like, even though you're a teenager, like, now you have responsibility, you have a job now, you have
Yeah.
fucking, you're trying to do college. Like, I think people lose reality of that. Like,
I do-
bro, I have to,
Yeah.
for like me specifically, like, I have kids, I have a job I have to travel to every day. Guess what? Las Vegas fucking sucks. It takes a long time to drive anywhere in Las Vegas. So your 8-hour job every day has turned into 10 hours of
Mhm.
just travel, with travel time. Like, that's 10 hours of my fucking day gone. I have to come home. I have to change. I have to get ready. I have to deal with my dogs. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like you can't just, like, you're talking about so much more time, like, and then trying to go train. Like, and for me, I'm like, okay, now I go train. And then if I spend, a good amount of time training, come home, I still have to eat dinner. I still have to shower. I still have to get my shit ready the next day. I have to talk to my wife still. Goddamn, I haven't spent any time with her. I've talked to my kids. I haven't spent any time with them. I've spent time with my dogs. I haven't spent any time with them. Like, and I have to do all these things. And guess what? Then they're going to be like, oh, you need to recover better. You need to get 8 hours of sleep. The fuck am I supposed to get 8 hours of sleep? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I think so many gym owners fucking lose this reality. They forget what reality is for the normal person, not just for the fucking person that has a fucking ties a black belt on every fucking day and goes to the gym and just teaches fucking a few hours of classes. I'm not saying it's easy or that it's obviously running a gym. I'm not saying running a gym is easy by any sense of the imagination. You have to deal with a lot of bullshit, a lot of drama. But, like, I think they fucking forget, like, Jesus fucking Christ, these people are dealing with so much more. And then they want to go compete, and you're like, fuck you, you need to train fucking 20 hours a week. And, like, fuck you, man. Like, holy shit, I don't know. Obviously,
I don't
want
want
to,
like, call out, like, the stuff that, like, I had to experience, but, I had a lot of, like, expectations that were, like, you guys still need to remember I'm, like, a teenager. I'm still, like, doing all this stuff. I'm still, like, all this stuff. And then even that on top of it, the expectations of, like, how I interact with people at the gym, and then me being unable to understand certain concepts because they only view me as a student. Because I know that you've had those, like, moments too where, like, someone's like, oh, well, you've never had to experience, like, such and such. It's like, actually, I have. You guys just have no idea because I don't want to tell you guys about that.
That's a good point. Yeah, we've talked about that. Yeah,
it's a lot because, like, they assume that I don't, like, they assume that I'm literally just training jujitsu 24/7.
Exactly. Yeah,
They
assume
you
just train fucking 7 days a week, don't you? And just do nothing. Like, no, motherfucker, I have a job. I have schoolwork. I mean, goddamn, you're doing high school and fucking college classes.
Mhm.
Like, I don't think people understand these things.
I think there are very few people who fight at Rise level that have a normal life.
Right.
Like, if she isn't doing the homeschool program. She isn't teaching at the gym. She isn't.
Yeah.
And, like, she's maybe at the gym 1 or 2 hours a day versus somebody that's training 8 hours.
Yeah, 8 hours a
She
day.
has to be more.
I have to. Yeah.
Yep. With her training,
it's a lot different. I have to, like, I'm constantly, like, looking at the clock, like, what I need to do in that time span to, like, fit everything in for the day.
Yeah.
Because, like, it gets to a point where, like, I'm like, well, I can't even start this thing because I need to leave in, like, a couple minutes.
Right.
Like, I need to, like, do all this stuff. It's like,
yeah, because there's
like,
times
for the
on
longest
weekends where you
time-
have to leave because you're like, and we're all sitting there, and you're like, I gotta go to work, and I'm like, well, that quit your job.
Well, there was a time frame there where it was literally, like, this whole schedule repeating, and I had, like, zero free time. Like,
and then you gotta go fight the fucking twins from AOD. Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, and it's like this thing too, where, like, recently, like, over the past year or so, like, with all this stuff on my schedule, I'm, like, slowly disappearing out of my friends' group chat. Like, I'm not able to, like, talk as much, or, like, I'm behind on whatever they're saying. And it's a hard situation with that, but it's kind of like what I have to go through with someone who isn't, like their whole life is jujitsu. They interact with all the people there. They're doing all this stuff. Like, they're training 8 hours a day. They have people to, like, share that bond with. Yeah. And I'm just kind of keeping up with everything.
Yeah. No, that's...
Even just the time schedule thing. It got to a point where at my last gym, I could only go, like, 2 days a week. And it got to a point where I was not training enough with the level I was competing at. And it wasn't, like, that part was even just my own thing where, like, I couldn't make it at those times. And even like getting out of work, I was like, I don't want to go to the gym today because it's such a far thing
there's
that
a
I
lot of-
need to commit to.
traveling and all these things have, and in the end, like it's like,
Because
well, how bad do you
Like
want to go
even
train?
on
Well,
those
it's like,
days, it was like I want to train, but I don't want to make that. Like it sounds bad, but I don't want to make the effort to go all the way down there and then immediately have to come back. Because like
right,
on like those
It's
days
a
where
trip.
I had to do it,
Yeah.
it was days where I couldn't work out beforehand and like all that stuff. I couldn't like spend the most, like make the most of my time there. It would just
Right.
be back and forth.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. It is. It's where a 1 hour class turns into a 3 hour trip, like of your life. You're just
Yeah.
like, fuck, man. Especially after working and going to school all day, and then, like I said, then you got to get home. And I think some of it comes down to like just, I'm going to say the gayest statement of all time: mental health. Like, as much as I hate to say that, but like, for me personally, like these days, especially if I was getting ready for a competition where I'm training a lot, and I come home and try and spend as much time as I can with the dogs and the kids, and and like do all these things, and then fucking shoot off to the gym, and then I'm at the gym till fucking 8:00, 8:30, and I'm like, God damn! Now my wife just had to change everything to get dinner ready for me later. You know what I mean? Like there's so much to it. Like, and then at the end of it all, you eat dinner, you go take a shower, you get your shit ready for the next day, and now it's already 9:00, and I get up super early for work, and I'm like, and there would be times where I go to bed, like right away, and I'm just laying there in bed, like I haven't got a moment to fucking just think to myself, like I don't know, there's something about relaxing. I don't know, like just sitting down and even even if you're just on your phone or something, like I don't know, there's something about just being able to sit down and relax for a minute. And I think that's where a lot of people lose that. Gym owners and fucking black belts, who don't do anything else.
Even though like the
And I think just
aspect of it is
like just sitting there. Like there's something about being able to just sit there for an hour and just kind of unwind at the end of the night. And I think I can't do it. Like if I'm training on a regular schedule, like where I usually do or I used to, I'm like, God damn, like this is, like I just want, and so I end up staying up later. I get less sleep. I go to work more tired, and it's like a cycle of.
It gets progressively more.
It gets
tired.
and
Tiring.
I'm not a napper. Like I don't nap, so like for me, it's just like I don't know. Like it's so we are looking. We still. Oh no, we got a thumbnail for this. The beach.
Yes. the
Right.
beach.
Yeah, the beach is gonna be.
We were gonna do the jumping photo, but I did not want to touch the water.
because you're fucking weird.
I have trauma.
You do have trauma. The childhood
I
trauma.
have beach trauma.
Beach childhood seaweed trauma.
I legitimately have like 0-2 trauma with the beach. It scored 2 points on me, and I never recovered.
Never recovered. Just lost the match and never went back. Lifetime match.
Dude, it was.
Like Meregali.
It's like my.
I'm gonna drag you into the water next time. Kicking and screaming. There's like a giant pile of seaweed out in the water too earlier.
It's like the match last weekend reminded me of the seaweed. It wasn't even its own thing. I just got trauma from that with the 2 points. Those are my 2 points.
So we are the Stupid Shit Sundays. I'm gonna make this into like a short or something.
Well, this is for Stupid Shit Sundays, and it's also for the podcast in general. For
for the podcast in general.
If they want to come and talk.
I need people who want to either hang out and bullshit with me and Rye, or want to do Stupid Shit Sundays. So if you're looking to do Stupid Shit Sundays, if you have a Stupid Shit Sunday idea, let me know.
Please.
Yeah, we're looking for people to train or to do
Can't say
Stupid
that.
Shit Sundays, podcasts and whatnot. I mean, I have some people I can do the podcast with that we'll do some episodes with, but
Dude,
it doesn't have to just be jiu-jitsu. If you're just interesting and fun to hang out with and bullshit with, like I honestly don't even want the super serious fucking people. If you think jiu-jitsu makes you a samurai or a fucking Viking or
Please.
a fucking better human being, fucking spiritual, or like honestly, I don't fucking want you on here. So that's
I want to
first
hear
and
how it
foremost.
makes them a samurai. I want to
Then
hear the
again,
sage
that could be
Northcut
fun.
wrestle jujitsu thing.
Okay, so if you think jiu-jitsu makes you a samurai or a Viking or something, and you're not afraid of being made fun of, then you can be on the fucking podcast. But yeah, or Stupid Shit Sundays. If you have some ridiculous shit, like please hit me up because so Stupid Shit Sundays. If you have an idea, let me know. We can film it together. I can truck it out to your gym. We can train together. You can come to the garage. We can film it. Like I don't give a shit.
What I was saying earlier was just like, if you catch it on video, you have to show it so that way it can be used in the
tag me.
episode.
If you catch one of the Stupid Shit Sundays on video,
Well,
tag
even
me.
like at the things that they want to share. If you've
Or
done it,
yeah,
like
what you
before,
do, some dumb shit, some stupid shit.
like, we want evidence.
Yeah,
We want the-
yeah. Show me the ergs,
we want the loop
the
chicos.
reinforced, the reversed reinforced reach around guard, the erg,
The
not
erg.
to be confused with the reinforced reach around guard, the erg.
The
So
erg
either one.
and the erg.
Yeah, the erg and the erg. Let me know if you hit them, which is hilarious
Dude.
because I actually saw a reach around guard in one of the fights earlier on the UFC card that we were watching. It was hilarious. It was Jack Della Mata, the guy that trains with Funk Craig Jones. So I wasn't surprised, but it was pretty
I
hilarious.
just had a vision. Did we talk about this on the last podcast on how someone did the erg to me and called
Yes.
it
We
out
talked
that they
about that,
saw
yeah.
that.
That was-
I was
I want to meet
I
this
was
person.
so pissed that day.
I want to meet them, but I probably never will now.
Yeah, not allowed to.
No.
Honestly, those
It's
baseball
anonymous
jokes.
now.
Baseball jokes. those
But that
Joker
was the
jokes.
funniest thing. But I was so upset about it, even though it was so funny.
Rice stealing people's noses.
Oh yeah, I did.
Right, stealing. That's
stole
pretty
someone's
fun.
nose.
We could do a whole. That could be a Stupid Shit Sunday.
Dude, it was
Stealing
the
nose.
funniest thing because the two people I did it on, after I got it, they literally like were peeling my hand open to get their nose back.
My
And I was
fucking
like-
nose back.
One of them was like, "You fucking piece of shit." I was like, dude. I was like, I'm sorry. Like, I just took
Hey,
your
you
nose.
still your nose. I'm so sorry.
I was like, I didn't know it meant that much to you.
Oh man, yeah. That's so stupid. Yeah, Stupid Shit Sundays podcast. If you're an interesting character or you think you're interesting, let's.
If you're like
fucking
a
film.
Peter Frank, we need you on this
Oh, dude,
podcast.
if I got Peter Frank on here, Jesus Christ.
Dude, you need to set it up so he has like different pre-workouts to choose from.
Just fucking free balling them. Just no water.
Free ball, like the
You go-
pre-workouts and then a Saya.
Speaking of Peter Frank, you bought me a Peter Frank
Oh yeah, I did. buy
inspired rash guard, tiger skin, tiger stripe.
it. Yeah. It's to fit with your
I-
nogi shorts.
Yes, I'll do it with my cheetah, my leopard print.
Who doesn't know, Rye is a big Peter Frank fan.
Big
Huge
Peter Frank fan.
fan.
I'm gonna do a flying kick in that rash guard.
You got.
We gotta film it. I'm gonna do a flying kick.
The goat.
It's pretty funny.
He's amazing.
But yeah,
He's also like super nice. Like I got to meet
Yeah,
him with
he's
my
super nice
friend,
guy.
with my teammate Marissa, and he was just so nice about like talking about this stuff. Like he was asking how our fights went, and like he was congratulating us. And then even after that, because he was like saying how we did a good job and all that stuff. Even after that, I went to the podium area to like wait for my medal, and he like walked past and he saw me, and he was like, "You." He was like, "You, I've seen you." He's like, "I recognize you." And he was like, "Good job." And I was like, "Thanks. I
super. Cool.
I lost
That
my
is
fights, but thank you."
awesome. Yeah, fuck it, whatever.
Hoping for an adoption, Peter.
No, that is
If
very
he
cool.
adopted me, that was
It is nice, like because we put people. We see, just in jiu-jitsu in general, we see people and,
Mhm.
cannot put them on a pedestal, but, you become fans of people,
Mhm.
for whatever reason. And that's one thing I've always liked about jiu-jitsu is that it's a big sport,
Mhm.
but it's also such a small sport. Like Meregali.
It's one of the
Like
only
Meregali
sports-
literally fucking
yeah.
converses with me. And I'm like, this is
Yeah.
like literally one of the greatest fucking guys
That's
in the
same
world.
thing with the,
It just blows me away that our sport is like this.
that's the same thing with the. I don't like name dropping him, but it's the same thing with the Wisconsin.
Yes. Yeah. Like,
But like jiu-jitsu is a really cool sport with that. It's one of the only sports where you can like train with your idols.
yeah.
And that like you can actively see them compete
You'll
without having
never
to
be
pay
able
like
to-
$1 million to like get to
Right.
it.
You'll never be able to go with LeBron James. And
Yeah.
fucking-
You'll never
and-
be able to play basketball with
No,
them.
he never will. But in jiu-jitsu, that chance.
I was so debating like saying the wrong sport completely just to throw people off at that.
Football.
It's like you're never
LeBron James,
never
the
gonna-
running back for the Dallas Mavericks.
You're like, hey, but you might get a roll with Shaq because I'm pretty sure Shaq does jujitsu.
That would be
Does
kind
he?
of crazy. That would be fun.
Yes.
No,
I want to
jiu-jitsu
see
is
that. I want
amazing.
to see that super fight with him and Meregali.
As gay as it sounds, jiu-jitsu really is like life-changing.
Mhm.
As gay as that sounds, but
That's-
not
that's
life-changing the way
messed
you
up.
think it is. Fucking, you're not a
It
samurai.
will ruin your life.
Yeah. You're not a fucking samurai. We fucking literally roll around with other sweaty men in fucking minimal clothing or pajamas. Like, Jesus fuck Christ.
I might need to like step out for this clip.
Fucking hate it. Like, I love jiu-jitsu so much, and it's consumed so much of my life since I
Mhm.
started doing it like 7+ years ago.
Mhm.
And I fucking hate jiu-jitsu culture so much.
I
Like,
don't
I think
the-
it's just a fucking sport. Like, we're doing a sport. Like,
all I want to do
can
is
we just
train.
treat it like a sport? I just want to train jiu-jitsu. Like, stop trying to change my fucking life or save me or.
That's another thing
fucking-
Meregali went over in his seminars. How
Christ.
John Danaher will he will go there, he will teach jiu-jitsu, and he will leave. He will not give
He's
like
not
a
gonna-
long speech at the end.
Right.
Of
Yeah, he's not giving you a fucking 15, 20-minute
Yeah.
speech crying and fucking telling you how good of a person he is. He's literally teaching you fucking jiu-jitsu and then being like, cool.
He's
Go
like,
live your
I'm
life."
out of here.
Yeah.
He's
Like,
going home to his one
and that's
TV
why
and
I'm like,
that.
fuck me, man. You know, gyms like that out in Austin and shit, you know, like, I'm like, why can't I find a gym like this? I have to deal with these fucking guys.
Does John Danaher still only have like one set of utensils and a TV
I
in his
hope
house?
so. That would make me feel so good if you did. But like, no,
I
we have
forgot about
there's so many gyms that just want to fucking like, goddamn, dude, like, can't you just fucking teach me jiu-jitsu? Like,
Mhm.
like, fuck me.
Well,
I don't understand it. Like, stop trying to. You don't need to make me a better person.
Well,
you don't
even
need to
that
fucking.
today, like we were like, oh, that gym's
Like, I don't need
cool.
calisthenics. You
Yeah.
don't teach me how to fucking do jumping jacks or fucking run in a circle. Like,
I'm gonna do that though.
like, can I fucking just learn jujitsu?
I'm gonna
Can you
teach you
teach
that.
me some warm ups, and then we can do some rolls? Like, I don't need all this extra shit. I lift at home. I literally have like a full fucking. You've seen my garage. Like,
Yeah.
goddamn. Like,
Mhm.
I have weights. Like, I could lift weights at home. Like, I come to jujitsu to learn jujitsu. You fucking have a black belt in jujitsu.
Well, you can always do
You're not a
that.
fucking shrink.
Yeah.
You're not a life coach.
Yeah.
You're not a fucking calisthenics expert. You're not a fucking like. And even if you are, fuck off. That's not what I'm paying you for. I'm paying you for jujitsu.
Well, it's
Like,
not that hard to have that as like a separate class.
Yeah,
Like,
go do a fucking
don't
separate class.
do it in like
Do it
a
30
jiu-jitsu
minutes
class.
before the fucking adult class. I don't know. We can come and run in fucking circles for 30 fucking minutes for straight for all I care. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know. Whatever. I'm being salty. I fucking hate jujitsu so much as I love it. So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
What was like?
This episode has been so,
Yeah, because there's a lot of that stuff with like how people do it like with the
it's
lifestyle.
so
stuff.
good, but it's so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
I know.
It has almost touched on the.
Because like even today, like at the seminar, it was like a really cool gym and stuff and how it was set up, but it was so bright in there. I was like having a headache.
Oh, the gym today?
Yeah.
Yeah, the gym was like really bright. It was all
Like
white.
it was a really nice gym,
I'm gonna
but
post
it
a
was
picture. I'm
it
gonna
was
edit
so
in a picture
bright.
right now.
Like I think it made it
I'll
so
show
I
it.
was like reflecting the light.
Yeah, no, my eyes hurt, and I have like a stigmatism. Is that what it's called? Stigmatism. That's
Yeah.
what's wrong. I don't have bad vision. I just have a stigmatism. So yeah, the lights in there with all the white, I was just
Like my
oh.
eyes, like I felt myself like squinting and
Yes.
blinking the whole time.
Yeah,
Like
it was.
that was giving me a
pretty
headache,
wild.
especially during the technique. But like it was like a really.
I was getting a
nice
headache
gym.
too, but mine was from lack of alcohol in my system. So
Mine was the fact that my ADHD brain was trying to focus on that, but then everything else was blinding.
Stop blinding my light. No, it was really bright. And they had like sun roofs or whatever in
They
there
had
too.
sunroofs. I feel like they didn't need the lights on at that time because it was all the. I feel like it wouldn't have made a difference.
Yeah, I don't think they did. It was really bright. It's a really nice fucking gym.
It was a really nice gym. It's just that part. That was the only like bad part about it, but everything else about it was really great. But it was just so bright. I was like trying so
was a
hard to
lot.
focus.
Yes, it was a lot. But we're gonna end it on that because we could talk for fucking hours apparently. Thank you guys for being with us. We really appreciate it. Hopefully next time you see us, we're filming.
Hopefully next time you see us, I have a gold medal.
Oh,
And not a sweet bronze.
Well,
even though those are
or
our new next tournament's not till the end of the month, so we got.
or in our own
Yeah. We're
confines of our own city.
That is true.
gonna start the road to ADCC.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will be prepping for that. Next time you see me, I will probably be losing my mind with trying to make weight, even though it's not that much. But I have a problem with junk food.
You do have a problem with junk food. Oh.
So next time you see me, I'm going to be suffering just because I haven't eaten like my gross food for the day.
But thank you all for being with us. If you made it this far, I appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Mhm.
And
I'm going to go to sleep now.
stay salty, friends.